Well, this is a new one. It is 3:15. The hands on my watch overlap. And here's the first one I'm recording from my bed. Uh, I apparently had been keeping, I kind of knew. I kind of forgotten though. I'd been keeping my lav mics, my portable microphones in my bedroom. They'd just been sat on the side. I think I was originally going to put them in my bag and carry around with my phone, but I couldn't remember where I put the adapter to use it with my phone, so they never ended up in my bags. My bag. There's going to be some reason. Something to do with rambling, something to do with note taking. Some excuse, probably. It's been hot. It's not currently that hot. It's really not that hot at all currently. It is 3 in the morning, dark. The dog wanted to be out. I wanted to drink. I got up, the dog got up, the dog wanted to be out. It was warm when I opened the door at first, which was weird. It's like, oh wow, it's still warm enough for it to feel warm. I'm not wearing a shirt currently because I was like, I don't need to wear a shirt in this weather. It's going to be highs tomorrow, highs for the area. Of course, Americans will go, oh, it's nothing, but it's like you guys live like we're like double the distance from the equator than you. Although it's not as bad as Central Europe, I guess, so that's something. I was still surprised at how hot it was, though. Well, warm. Of course, it cooled down once I closed the door and stuff. Well, once I had the door open for a minute, it cooled down, and then it was fine when I closed the door because the door was closed. Wow, who would have guessed that? I haven't been feeling great the past couple hours, 2 hours, maybe one. Maybe it's only been an hour. It's probably only been an hour. It hasn't been that long. I've been kind of out of whack this past week. I've been home alone, just fine. It's weird. Sometimes I'll be left home alone, sometimes with the dog, sometimes on my own completely, sometimes for a weekend, sometimes for a week. And it's weird, because when it's like this, it reminds me back of uni, being independent, but also it's not long enough for me to kind of force that independence on myself. So I kind of live for a couple of days and struggle through the rest. And my sleep schedule gets worse. And my eating gets worse. And my drinking gets even worse than it already is. And I don't mean alcoholic drinking, I just mean normal, not getting enough fluids in my body. And combine that with it being hot, and I had a bath earlier at like, I ran it at like midnight. I should have had it 3 hours earlier. I should have had it like at 8, maybe 9. I used to have baths like 8 or 9ish, and then it got to 10, and then it got to 11, and then when I'm home alone, it'll be after midnight, pushing 1. I don't think I was made for 24 hours. Like, if the day was like 26, 28 hours, I'd be good, you know? It's like, I can function for like 20 hours on 8 hours of sleep. So I'll get 8 hours of sleep, function 20 hours, and then I don't have enough time to get another 8 hours of sleep, so I get 6 hours. And then that kind of supports me for the 18, but I still feel tired. And it's like, I just wish there was 4 more hours in the day. And then I'd be way more naturally balanced, I think. My point is, I've been I've been getting worse these past couple of days as I kind of drift more and more. And I had a bath earlier, and I actually really don't know how many drinks I've had today. I think I got up at like 11. The dog, which is weird, the dog always wants to be fed earlier, but I walked the dog quite late yesterday. Got back at like half 11 p.m. because it was so hot. I couldn't really walk the dog early. I could have. I could have probably walked the dog a couple hours earlier, but it just got to that point where it's like, yeah, I'll walk the dog at 10. So I got back at 11, made something to eat, and then I got bed earlier than I had the previous nights. Previous nights have been like 4, maybe 5. I got bed at like 2. And then the dog didn't wake me up till 11 to be fed, that's the latest I fed them. They normally wake me up at 7, maybe 8, maybe a little earlier, maybe 6. But no, they let me sleep till 11, which they didn't need to do because I always go back to sleep after feeding them anyway, which is why I've got to walk them so late. I really should just walk them in the morning. There was a bit of time when I did that, but it's hard to get myself up that early. I'm holding this microphone, by the way, which is probably why it's dropping in and out. Normally you clip these type to your clothes, but I'm just holding it in front of me. So, yeah. So I had a bath at I ran it at like 1:15, so I probably got in 1:30, and then I dragged myself out at 2, probably. My baths have also gotten longer. I used to have like 40 minutes at most, and now I just sit there for like an hour and a half. I really shouldn't have baths that long because I just sit there, sometimes on my phone, sometimes just listen to music, and it's not even like proper relaxation. I just kind of sit there. And when I got out, it's like I pushed myself up into a sitting up position. I was like, oh, I'm going to be sick. And the nausea rushed, and I felt a little bit of sick come out of my mouth. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And so I swallowed it. And I was like, what have I not done enough of? Have I not had enough to drink? Have I not had enough to eat? I'm probably tired, but I climbed into bed not long afterwards, and I haven't felt sleepy, no matter how tired my body is. And I probably didn't eat enough. I could have had better food, but I didn't take anything out. And there was stuff I could cook from frozen, but I didn't. And I just was like, I'll make my midnight snack food, which is not made really for a full meal. It's like as good as like maybe sandwiches. And considering I had sandwiches for lunch, I needed more, and I didn't have more, and so I'm probably hungry. But I'd rather just sleep. And I certainly haven't had enough to drink, especially with how warm it's been. I had to drink at like lunchtime, and then another drink, and then maybe a third, and then went out for a walk and had a can of alcohol with my dinner whenever I had that. That wasn't long before I got into the bath because I finished that when I was in the bath. I don't even. When did I walk the dog? When did I get back? When did I? I'm losing track of the time. Stuff happened. I can't remember. I thought I made food quite quickly after I walked the dog. I no longer think I did. Either way, I've had a couple more glasses to drink now. I think it's because I've had something to drink that I'm not sleepy now because I didn't just drink straight water. Because I don't have any chilled water at the moment. Because normally we keep uh, what do you call them? Uh, Not a jug, basically a jug, I guess. I can't remember. We keep a big thing of water in the fridge, so it's nice. We have cool water, not really to drink straight, more to drink like with a mix. Because I'm the only one at home, and I only make a single drink with that. I was just like, oh, I'll just make the drink in the jug, so I just have the drink cooled. But obviously that's juice, so that's got some energy in it, I guess. So I can feel that sitting. I probably should have just had water, but it would just be warm coming from the tap. I don't want warm water right now, even if I have ice, and I could put ice in. I don't want to put ice in a drink I'm gonna drink quickly. And so I'm here, and I don't know what this conversation's about. I guess it's about me not being able to sleep and not feeling great. And all the other stuff. Apparently my wireless charger blinks. I didn't know that. It's got this blue ring around the entire thing, which lights up when it's charging, which is like cool. But when it's a dark room, it just is another light, isn't it? And I kind of wish it didn't do that. And apparently it blinks. I hadn't noticed before because it's below my bed on the floor, so I don't see it really. But when I got up to get a drink and disturbed my dog, and then they went out briefly, uh, I noticed then. So apparently it blinks. I've only had it 2 years. And I've only just noticed, or maybe I did notice and I forgot. I didn't use it for a while, quite a long while. I've only recently started using it again because my phone's been acting up with the charging cables. And instead of fighting to get the cable in the right position every night before I slept, or trying to fall asleep with it in my hands in a certain way, I'll just use my wireless charger and then it works because that has no issues. So I've been using that and that's been good actually. I'm quite happy I did that, but some nights I'll forget, some nights I'll fall asleep with it in my hands. I need to work on my sleep. I don't know how I get to sleep, what the best conditions for me to sleep are. I just kind of am awake until I'm not. Sometimes I feel the tiredness coming, and that makes it easier. I feel a lot of nights I don't. I don't know it's coming, and then I'll just fall asleep. That's worse because I don't know that I am falling asleep. To hold this, I have been reading romance shit again. Yay! I've been reading more fan fiction again, and most fan fiction I read are romance. Recently, it's been Sandra and Columbina from fucking Genshin. I'll hold my opinions of Genshin. I really don't have that strong opinions of it. I just joke that I don't think it's a very good game because I have friends who do quite like it. I will maintain my opinion that it's the worst out of the main big three Hoyoverse games, but it's like I don't really have anything big against it. It's just it's funnier to say I do, but also I feel like I push those people away when I make that joke because I just say it often So maybe I should stop doing that. In terms of rankings, I think it's like Genshin the worst. Mainly just, at the very least, it's not for me. It was kind of the first big one, and I've never kind of got past early game content, so it probably picks up. I wouldn't be surprised. The gameplay is not something I'm insane about, though. And then Honkai Star Rail. I played a bit of that, not loads. I enjoyed it. And then Zenless. It's the one I played the most of. I started playing it when it came out, then stopped, and I really never got far into it. God, I was like, really, really, really never got far into it. I wished I did. When it comes to gameplay, it's like my standard for what a beat 'em up should be, because it's just so responsive and cool, and it's got so much flair and character. I really like it. But back to the point of fanfics. Yay, I've been reading more romance, which is a weird thing for me because I feel like I shouldn't. I feel like it won't help me, but it's evidently, for some reason, a genre I enjoy, and so I read it. There's been a couple of alright fanfics. There's not really been anything stand out, but it's because I have no interest in the actual game, the original media. I've only been reading AUs exclusively, alternate universes. And there's some alright ones, there's some good ones. I've mainly been reading whatever's the most popular or has the most words. I found one which I have like a 80% feeling might be AI. It might not have started as AI, but it's like the way the writing goes later on. Like I got halfway through, it's like it's kind of weirdly repetitive, and it kind of goes a bit off track. And like for a lot of the story, I was trying to pin down what like their main house looks like, the house the two are in, and it felt like it changed because like I'm at the start it's described as like a house with a driveway, I'm pretty sure, but then it shifts into being called an apartment at times, and sometimes there's stairs and sometimes there's a single, and it's like, yeah, this feels inconsistent. And also they were all uploaded to AO3 in like the last week, all 74 chapters, so make of that what you will. I stopped reading it. I was thinking it was tagged as E for safe, but I don't think it was. I think it was probably at least teens and up, if I had to say. But yeah, pretty sure that's AI, or the writer has a very inconsistent writing style, I guess. Better than me, I haven't done my writing in a month. Add on to that I'm 3 months behind anyway. And the one I did a month ago was just a one of saying, oh, I'm going to get back into it, and I didn't. I need to reread my entire series first to remember what the hell I said, where I am, instead of being 3 months behind. And then there's also the other one I'm kind of writing, and someone put a comment on that a month ago, maybe now, saying that they hoped I'd do another chapter, and I was going to respond, 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 and now it's a month later. I've seen their comments multiple times when I've opened the app, and I've never responded. Fuck, ow. My back really hurt yesterday. I think I slept weirdly. Just pain the entire day. But yes, I read a lot of romance fics. If you want to know what I've read, kind of in order of stuff I read, towards the start of kind of reading that sort of thing, it was Calypso and Leo Valdez from fucking Heroes of Olympus. Of course, it's some Percy Jackson shit, but I really liked them too. And there's some really good fics about them. And then There was some Kim Dokja, and Han Soo Young, because they're great. I know the main ship is either the three of them or just Dokja and. Oh, fuck, I'm blanking on his name. How the fuck am I blanking on his name? Uh, Jun-yuk? No. Kim Dokja, Han Soo Young, and how have I forgotten his name? I've been reading it for years, and I've read the fucking web novels, and I have the English translated novels. How have I fucking forgotten his name? I'm gonna have to fucking check. Where's my phone? I'm gonna fucking tear myself to bits if I don't remember this. I'm gonna go through all the effort of checking, and then I'm gonna remember 30 seconds before. Anyway, Kim Dokja and Han Soo Young, and then other names I've forgotten, but I'm not really that fussed on. Toy Band Hanako-kun, Ko, and Mitsuha. It's the only kind of gay relationship I have any remote interest in, like, at all. And I'll probably talk more about why when I get to the ranting that I'll do one day, and I keep putting off, but the long and short of it is, as someone who is not into guys, I struggle to enjoy guy on guy because I don't like guys. Whereas, liking women and all, I know I can go, oh, I can understand a woman liking a woman, you know? And that's the long and short of it. That's kind of the rant summed up really boring and plainly. I'm still trying to remember his name. This is actually really depressing. Is there... Is it Yoon Chun Hyuk? I think. I keep thinking it's Yoon Chun Hyuk, but I don't think it. Anyway. I'm trying to think of what I was up to. I've been reading some Sandrone and Columbina. Sanbina, I believe, is what it's shortened to. And there's been some good ones. There's been some good fics that I've enjoyed. But I should probably not be the type of person reading romance. Especially most of the time. Especially fanfic. Fanfic more than any, most of the time, is the one that kind of can kill a mood, because I read it so late, so often, that I'm just gonna give up for now. I can look at it later and someone can shout at me or stab me or shoot me in the head or something. But the long and short of what I've been saying is I feel lonely, really fucking lonely. And on X, the Everything app, the best app, the greatest app, better than even Truth Social, I have been yearning more than usual. And that is probably a bad way to phrase it, because I didn't really use X a lot. I didn't use Twitter a lot. I'd really stopped using it. And then I started again, and mainly just posted that sort of thing, because of course I did. And as such, I don't know how my mental state is currently on that topic, of course, and others. There's a ramble I did, which I'm probably never going to upload, when I was out the other week and came home drunk and rambled about having no idea who I am for like 40 minutes. And I don't mean like, oh, I'm so drunk I forgot. Like if you ask me basic questions about myself, about my philosophy as a person, what I do, what I enjoy, I don't know how to answer. And that's probably what I should do an actual talk on sometime, because that was just 40-minute nonsense where I don't think I actually said anything, really. I don't think I did. It was probably nonsense. So, there's that. That exists. But, yeah, I think I've been feeling quite lonely lately. Quite lost as well. Not sure of what I want to do. Not sure what I should be spending my time doing. Not socializing enough. Feeling like people around me are socializing without me. Like I'm meeting people. I've been going out for drinks more often. Not that that really means much. I I feel like if I keep talking, I'm just gonna go back into the territory of the first drunken ramble of I just I just want closeness, I think. I just sometimes I guess this isn't funnily enough, this is the exact opposite of what I just said of I want closeness. Sometimes I just want to run away and just forget about everything I've started and just say, hey, it's fine just to do the bare minimum and get a minimum wage job, get a shitty flat, and then enough to live, enough to eat, enough to sleep, and then just spend the rest of my life however I feel moment to moment, day to day. That's a life for the privileged. And while I might be luckier than most my age, looking at a base standard, I'm not that privileged. I'm not so privileged I can just give up on everything. Because I don't know where I'd turn. Don't know what else I'd do. Sometimes it feels like it would be easy if there was someone here. Sometimes I know that's not possible. Because if someone was here, I probably wouldn't feel like this at all. Because, well, if I wasn't like this, then I probably wouldn't meet anyone. I don't meet anyone at now. I don't know how I should, how would be best. Maybe I should pick up a hobby, but I don't feel like I'm allowed to. I feel like I'd feel guilty if I ever tried. Because I have a load of stuff I should be writing, or I should edit videos, or I should work on making a game, or I should do anything productive. And I just sit around and I don't know what I do, and I don't know where the time goes, and I don't know why, and if I let go of everything, if I just stop, if I just step away from it all, then maybe the guilt will go with it too. But then I don't know what else there would be. there would be emptiness, and I'd fill that emptiness with something, and that something will inevitably become guilt again. And then once I've run away once, it becomes easier to run away again. And then at that point, how much do I try to just run from the guilt? There's nothing wrong with not being productive, with not being active, but it's every day. I don't know what I've done this week. I keep thinking I should do stuff, thinking I should work on stuff. Sometimes I think if I could go back in time, I'd go back and make certain friends quicker and work on stuff quicker, fast forward stuff. But then more recently, I feel like I would never step foot on the path I did. And I don't know what I'd do if I did that. I'm sure I'd meet new people, but if I never stepped foot on the path I did, then there's no way I could imagine how it would be. It would be so different. Even just going back to, I guess, college. If I picked a different course, if I picked no course at all, I think socially, that time in my life couldn't have went better. And if I went back in time, I don't know what choice I would make. And I don't know what other future I would look towards. Maybe I'd just be one of those people who just do their classes, do their work, and that's it. I'll be one of those people who expects it to come to them, even though I know that it doesn't work like that. Even though I've heard people say that people like that they'd never hire, that they're just not, they wouldn't hire someone who just kind of sits around, does the minimum, gets a degree, and just expects something from it. But it feels so much easier. And if I can't cut out that, then what can I cut out? Can't cut out writing. I don't even do it as it is. I just keep thinking I should, saying that I should, saying that I will. Not. I haven't done anything content creation in 2 months, really. Done the occasional stream. Played Final Fantasy a few times, but that ran out and I haven't bothered renewing it. And I just haven't done that in 2 months. So I'm not even doing the other two things that take up my time. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm uncomfortable. My lips are parched. I feel like I need another drink. I should see if I can just have some water, even if it's not very cold. I don't think I should have any more juice. Maybe I should have kept some water in the jug. Anyway, or maybe I should have just mixed it like I used to instead of just having it all cold. I might be hungry. I don't know. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't feel hungry. I also don't feel thirsty a lot of the time when I probably am. I don't feel cold when my toes go blue. I should switch hands again. My hand's shaking now. I hope it's just from holding it so much. I put too much pressure on myself. I know that. I do. But also, I feel like now that I've started putting the pressure on, I can't just let it go. I've made promises. I've told people I'll do things. I've told people I'll achieve things. I've told people I'll work on things with them, do things with them. I've sunk money into things that I am yet to actually make use of. And some people could just probably just admit, yeah, I'm not in the position to do this yet. And I'm sure I'll be forgiven. I doubt anyone will mind that much. But I also feel like if I keep it up for another day, or another day, or another week, or another month, that maybe the chance will come because I kept feeling that pressure, because it kept piling on. Sometimes I should really just let that pressure off. I don't know how. I don't remember when it became like this. I feel like it wasn't that long ago where I felt like I was never doing anything, that I never was working on anything, that I never had anything planned, that I was just kind of living. And while it kind of felt bad, not doing stuff, not working, it was also relaxed. And that was good. And now I'm busy, I do stuff, and I do a lot of not doing stuff, and a lot of guilt piles on. And that's harder to bear. I don't know what else I want to say, if anything at all. The guilt has been piling on. Sometimes I want to run away. I don't think I ever could. I need something to drink. I'm starting to get tired now, I guess. I want someone close. Someone who could hold me close and I could hold them close. And I was going to say keep me warm, but with how the weather currently is, it's probably best I don't. It's probably much too hot for that. Yeah, I think that's it. I should get something else to drink. And I'll post this eventually, I guess. And I'll go to sleep eventually, I guess. And I think that's all. Hopefully soon the guilt doesn't pile up quite so high.